Okay, so welcome back. This is another week of my 100k FTMO challenge account. As you can see, I have ended the challenge this week on the October 9th. During the last week update, my equity was around break even, and this week I made about 5% profit. Hence, I have passed the challenge, phase 2 challenge. You can see I traded for 10 days. My max loss was only 1.7 and max loss. So I hit the profit target and trading objectives have been completed. So yeah, I'll go over the trades I've taken this week. Yeah, as usual, let's get started. So the first trade I took this week was euro dollar. So I was trying out this open gap strategy over here. You can see open gap strategy over here. Yeah, this was a daily low, and then once price sweep the daily low and forms an SFP, I took a position using the 24-hour base. I used this stop, so I added my risk, I added the stop, and then I took profit around right here. So the stop over here was 12 pips, so I add 12 pips to the original stop. 5.6 plus 12, I put 180. And yeah, so that's the first trade of the week. I got stop out, so yeah, I took this on a reduced risk because this is one of my forward testing setups. So I took a similar one on pound. This was the daily low. I mark out the daily low. So this strategy I will only be forward testing using if there's a daily gap. See, you can see a daily gap after the weekly opens, and there's a price sweeps a daily low. Price sweeps a daily low. So the 24-hour base is about, for this, 16 pips. So I add 16 to this is about 30 pips. Wait, did I add 16? Yeah, add 16 to it. Oh, I think I enter right at the close of this pin bar. Yeah, I enter right at the close after the H1 sweep. So if I add 16 pips, I put about 28 pips. And my take profit is here. This trade did went to profit. Yeah, this trade did went to profit, but also on quite a small size, as this was a forward tested setup. So and another trade happened on EURUSD early during Monday. So this was I'll show you the cluster I marked out. So this was a very nice cluster formed before a huge impulse down. So I mark it out as my stop. But however, I noticed something is that usually for my winners, for my positions, trades that I've taken that have become winners, usually the drawdown does not hit 30 pips. Usually it's less than 30 pips. Hence I have a rule going for, I've set a rule for myself, is that my stop loss for trade position should be always less than 30 pips. Hence for this trade I move my entry to this low right here. Yeah, instead of being at the blue line. So I drag this across, and you can see, so once the day started, price was moving up very quickly. Price moved up 134 pips, and the average range was, daily range was around 129. So we exceeded the daily average. I take a short. That is how my position looked like. Yep, somewhere around like this. Small profit as well. Yeah, this is what I took for Monday. That's And the last trade I took for this week, which actually was a big winner for me, was Euro Aussie. So okay, maybe we can ignore this line first. So what I saw happen on Wednesday was this low. I mark out this low, this blue color line. It acted as support twice, you can see. And then there was also a high time frame bias because after Monday, it was an engulfing candle. It swept the high and closed below the low of the previous candle. So my target was this low right here, this pink color line. So why did I pick this pink color line? Usually for daily bias trade, I will always aim for the next daily point of reference. Because price already tagged this high, hence I went for the next lower level, which is this. If price closed somewhere up here, let's say this structure was higher, then I would have taken profit right at the nearest next daily level. So yeah, so my take profit position was right at this pink color line, the next daily level. So yep, I enter right at this high, this blue line here. The reason why I enter at the blue line was because this was the so this, I think it was also the Fibonacci. Yep. So this trade, how did I frame the trade? I took it something like this. For my stop above this candle. So I put my stop above this trust candle. This is the candle that closed through all the lows. You can see this strong candle at the Monday 1400 closed strongly through all the lows. So I put my stop right above, entry right here, and then I hold the position all the way to take profit. About 4.69 R. Yep. So that's the only trade I took for this week, and yeah, that's it. So before I move on to the upcoming setups for the week, I would like to share some statistics that I've looked at the past 3 months of my trading, and and maybe how it can shape my way moving forward. So I think there are 3 key pointers I have noticed in my trading that I would like to share with you. First is that the level, good setups, because I did take some bad one, like previous video. If you go watch it, I make some mistakes. Good setups, level well respected on the H1, and entry is naked on H1 as well. I'll write finish all before I say. So the second one is probably my second finding is because previously when last video I make some mistakes where I'm not so sure when should I run trade and when should I not run trade. So all day trade positions must have FTA, first trouble area, that gives R more than 1. Alright, so if and only, so yep, I'll go into details about these pointers in a while. And last thing I want to share is my H1 mean reversion trades, similar to the dollar yen trade earlier. Best work as impulse, best work as best frame of impulse base impulse instead of base of a reversal. Okay, so these are the pointers I would like to share more thoughts about going forward. So what do I mean by good setups level? Okay, in my opinion, this trade taken was very good setup. So what do I mean? So there are 2 points to this. Good setup level are well respected on the H1. So it refers to the previous interactions. Look at this. The previous interactions are well respected on the H1. There are no H1 closes through this level in the past. So if I deem this level acted as support in the past, there should be no H1 close below my level. And the second thing is, if once I draw this level, this blue line, I can draw it whichever way I want. I can draw it here, draw it down here, whatever. So if I draw it, the price that the lowest point that all the interactions, imagine this level, we can just draw another level, maybe up here, right? If I draw the level here, all the interactions, there are 3 interactions, right? All the interactions, the furthest interaction that interacted with my level, if I draw it here, cannot exceed 10 pips. So for this, it was only 7.6 pips. Okay, cannot exceed 10 pips. So even if it's well respected on the H1, let's say the close is true, but it has a long wick, maybe a wick under here, but it closes up here, then it's more than 10 pips. I don't think that's a good level, right? So there must be no wick over 10 pips over the level that I draw, and there must be no H1 close through the level. So that makes it a well respected level in my opinion, right? So that's point number 1. Number 2, entry is naked on H1 as well. So you look at this candle, once it closed through, there is no candle retest on the H1, even on the lowest point. Even on the lowest point, it's naked. It's naked. See, all these levels are naked on the H1. Makes it a good level. So yeah, I will be more picky going forward in the future since I have more clarity of what a good setups looks like. So maybe you can review on your own past trades taken, and maybe you can see if there are any patterns. Maybe the levels that are taken off great levels tend to work more often than the rest. That could be something you can work on, right? So number 2 is day trade positions must have the first trouble area that gives a risk reward more than 1. So this goes back to this mistake I made in the past. Last week, basically I covered in this video where I took a position of this. If you go and rewatch, I took a position of here, and then I tried to run it to the previous high, right? Something along this line. So what do I mean by day trade position must have the first trouble area that gives risk reward? Because more of some, I'm victim to this as well. Sometimes I want to run positions longer. So for this case, I want to run the position to here as well, but I need a valid reason, and the valid reason cannot be just based on my feelings. I cannot say I feel like this is a downtrend and I feel like it should run. No, it cannot be. It must be very objective. So one way that I counter that is using, it must have a daily bias. It must have a daily bias. It must have a daily engulfing candle or daily pin bar. It must have. It cannot be based on my feelings. No. So that's what happened for dollar Swiss. I feel that it should go up because it's a great level, but in this case I do not have the daily bias, I do not have the engulfing candle, and I do not have the pin bar, so I cannot base on my feelings. So since I do not have this high time frame bias, I must take position right at the first trouble area. But since this price action just keep grinding downwards, there is no first trouble area that gives a risk reward of more than 1. See, you can see the price just grinded lower, so there's a lot of structure here that I cannot target all this and get a risk reward of more than 1. That's what I meant. So day trade position must have first trouble area that gives a risk reward more than 1. So if I cannot get a risk reward of more than 1 to my first trouble area, I must pass on the position. It is not a good trade. That's my rules, right? And I reviewed the journal and I did make mistakes that fall into this bucket. Like if I remove those trades, my performance would be even better, right? So the last point I would like to share is You have seen me taking this. Okay, this is not considered a mean revert. This is like more of a level trade, level to level. This blue line to this pink color. What mean reversion trade? H1 mean reversion trade that exceeds the daily average true range is best framed off an impulse-based impulse instead of a base of a reversal. Just my opinion, because I do not have a lot of this base of a reversal trade, but currently I am only doing this impulse-based impulse. Well, what I mean is this dollar yen trade over here. You can see price move downwards, consolidated, impulse, base, impulse. So this base is not at the very reversal point. It's not at the end of a reversal. That's what I meant. If you look at the statement one more time, best frame of impulse, base, impulse. So what I meant is I like to take it off impulse, base, impulse. Then I like to take a mean reversion trade of this base, right? I do not want to take a base of reversal. Let's say price base here, then strong impulse away. I do not want to take a reversal around this base. So some example could be, some example is like this. You see, this is a reversal area. Price goes up, base, and then go down. So this is a base of a reversal. That's not how I take my mean reversion trades. My mean reversion trades are always taken off a impulse, base, impulse. Right? Okay, that's just all I want to share in case you're wondering what setups work for me, and maybe you want to apply it for yourself. So those are the 3 setups. So what do I plan to do going forward since I've already completed my 100k FTMO challenge? So I'll write down the rules right now of what I plan to obtain going forward. So number 1, I want to increase my capital allocation. So I'll be embarking on another 100k. So I plan to my live account, I will aim to get 1R first. So 100k is 1R is about worth 1,000, so that I can get back my evaluation fee that I paid for the FTMO as well. I'll update you guys if I do get it, maybe on the next payout if I manage to make a profit. Currently I do have the account with me, but I'll show you guys maybe in the next video since I've not traded on it yet. So I want to get 1R on that so that I can get back my evaluation fee. Then I will embark on another 100k FTMO account. So this one will be 3R. So why do I write it at 3R? So previously, if you have been following the series all along, you know that I risk about 1% per trade. Usually about 1% per trade. So to pass this challenge, I need 10% in phase 1 and 5% in phase 2. So that's 15%. And if I risk only 1%, I need about 15R. But for this 100k FTMO account, I'll be taking on much higher risk this time round. So why is that? Because my rationale, you can hear me out. So my rationale is for the 100k live account, every risk I take will still be 1%, which is worth $1,000. So if I win, I get like $1,000. I lose, I get $1,000. But the FTMO account which I paid the evaluation fee is also about $1,000. So by right, I could be, is the entire FTMO account to me is just worth 1%. But I cannot risk 10% of my, because there's the daily limit, loss limit is only 5%. So max I can risk is about 4% or 4.5%. So I'll be pushing the limit and try to pass the account as fast as possible. But this account, even if I fail, is just worth 1% to me since I already have the 100k live account. So after that, I'll repeat the same. I'll try to get 1R. I'll try to get 1R to get the evaluation fee of the second 100k FTMO account, and then I'll pursue for my 200k FTMO challenge. I should write this as a challenge, right? This is a challenge. To pass the challenge, it will be the same. It will be about 3R. And then I will do the last one, which is 200k live. I want to get 1R so I can get back my evaluation fee. So after, these are the goals for this year, right? I still have about 2 months plus to try to get it. About 9 total add up is about 9R. I think it's possible. Maybe we have to see how well we perform and what the market condition gives, but this is my goal for this year. So once I get all these accounts, I'll be merging some of them to, I'll be full allocated capital 400k FTMO fully funded, and then maybe next year we will start trying to get some payouts, but we still got work to do. So I'll be currently, these 5 steps are just reinvesting the profits so that to increase the capital. But yeah, we'll see how we can go. Can we get this 9R? Because so far we've traded since July until October. We managed to make about 15R. So 9R is possible, but we have to be more disciplined, especially sticking to the 3 rules, 3 learning points, not rules. These are my learning points that I've learned over the last 3 months. So I think this video is getting lengthy. You guys can drop in the comments what you want to know more about how my trading style is, but I guess you already know I trade support and resistance stuff. But anyway, I will just keep going along and I'll update you guys in the next video, right? So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.